All right, call this meeting to order. Welcome, everyone, and welcome to this regular meeting for Sunnyside City Council for today, October 13, 2025. I have to say, as mayor and city council member, it is both exciting and somewhat terrifying to see the room this packed because we never know what's going to happen. But I'm hoping that it's as a result of all the good things that are happening this evening. It's kind of an exciting evening. For the record, all members of council are present and all staff is here with the exception of Ms. Hochstetter, who has been excused by the manager. And as far as the agenda goes, council, the agenda has been amended from the original form that you saw over the weekend. And so hopefully you've all had a chance to read over that and see the changes that have been presented. Council members, any comments or questions on the agenda as is presented to us this evening? Hearing none, what is the desire of council on the agenda?
To approve the agenda.
I'll second.
All right, we got a motion by Councilor Hart, second by the Deputy Mayor to approve the agenda as it's presented to us this evening. Is there debate on this item? Hearing none. Councilor Vasquez.
Yes.
Councilor Hart.
Yes.
Councilor Frausto.
Yes.
Councilor Hancock.
Yes.
Councilor Ripley.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes.
And I too vote yes. The agenda is approved. All right, do we have someone here for an invocation this evening? Okay, please step forward to the microphone. And Hector, would you help her with the microphone, get that up to where she can? I'm going to ask that we all please rise for the invocation and stay standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray for direction and protection over our city leaders, our staff, our police and fire department, and I pray for the decisions our leaders make today. I pray that they will benefit the people of Sunnyside, and I pray that there will be unity. I pray that everything done today will be done in your will. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. You may be seated. Just a quick comment on the invocation. Everybody who comes and does an invocation is a volunteer. And they're not recruited by council. There's a member of the community who has been reaching out to members of the community to offer an invocation. And if you've never, ever approached this microphone and wanted to speak before council or anything like that, it can be very intimidating. And so I wish to thank them for their willingness to do that. It can be kind of scary. And yet here they come almost every meeting. We've got somebody here to do that. And so I appreciate your willingness to serve in that capacity. All right. First item on our agenda is an exciting one for people like me and the city council because we get to meet a brand new court, but we also get to say thank you to an outgoing court. We have this year's incoming court, Eileen, Evelyn, Elaine, and Natasha. Did I get everybody right? Ileana and Natasha, right? I got it right. I can't even read my own handwriting. I should have been a doctor. But not. Anyway, welcome. And we're going to call you guys up here and we're going to give you guys the pins. So why don't you come on up? And then after that, we're going to call up the outgoing group and we've got something for them as well. So we're going to ask you all to come on up, be recognized by the audience. Over the course of the year, the girls are going to get pins for all sorts of different cities, communities, and events. But we want the pin from the city of Sunnyside to be the first one they get. We are proud of these young ladies. They all, every year, have served the city of Sunnyside so well. And it's exciting to see them at different parades, at different events, at different photo ops, promoting all the different things that are important to them. And so I wish to thank you for running and being willing to serve. And I thank you for what you're going to do this coming year. So I want to present each one of you this, and I'm not going to try to pin it on you. You don't want to suffer through that. There you are, and I would like to shake each of your hands as well. Welcome you, and council members would like to greet you. So if you take some time and greet each of the council members, they would love to congratulate you.
Come on, ladies. Hi.
Congratulations.
Good job. See you again. It's nice to see you girls again.
Congratulations.
Good job Saturday.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
You guys want to move towards the set of congratulations. Official greeting. I don't know if council members want to.
Yeah, I think so.
Get into this one. I think we'd all like to be.
Oh,
part of this.
Different colors of green.
Yeah. Oh, not, we'll get a different color.
Stamp on each.
Vicky needs to get up on the chair.
Both of us did.
I know, both of us.
Thank you guys so much. And at the same time, this evening, we wish to invite our outgoing court to come forward. And we've got with us Taylor, Sol, and Adrina. They have served us for a year and have done an excellent job. You guys have represented Sunnyside in an incredibly good manner. We're proud to have seen you around the state in the different events. We see you on Facebook. We see all the different places that you've won prizes, and we can see that your sashes are covered with pins. And so what we have to offer you tonight is not a pin. It is something a little bit more. Because as a community, this city is very proud of you. One thing I've seen throughout the years is that this city is extremely proud of our court. We think very highly of each and every one of you, and we want you to know that. We want you to feel the love that this community has for you. So I want to give you the mayor's coin for serving. This is representing going above and beyond the call of duty. You guys have done an excellent job this past year, and I want to thank you for that. So for each of you, I have a mayor's coin. I also would also like to congratulate each and every one of you, so.
Well, hi, Missy. Nice to see you. Good job. Thank you so much for all you guys have done. You guys have done such a good job. Thank you.
Thank you for everything. Thank you.
And council members, before you get comfortable, we want to get a picture with these young ladies
Oh,
as well.
mhm.
So form up in front of the dais here.
However, I'll be on the end. Come down this way just a little bit, girl.
Yeah, next to the mayor. Don't be scared of him. He's a nice
Mayor
guy.
can scooch in a little.
I just don't want to block people behind me.
No, we're good. We're taller than the girls here, except for a few of us. Congratulations, Mayor. Excellent job.
It is always a joy to meet the Sunnyside Court and see how they perform over the years and all the stuff that they do. And I've never been disappointed in them. They are a great representative of our city and our community here. So we're very proud of each and every one of you and look forward to the upcoming year with you guys. So that's exciting. We've got more going on this evening as well. We get to swear in a couple of, or three individuals, one for our police force, Lauren Binfett. And then we've got two for our fire department, Lane Fate and Gavin Hartzell. We're going to start with the police department, and our city clerk is actually going to do the swearing in. So we're going to ask Lauren Binfett to come forward. And also the person pinning you, that would be Olin Osborne. That would be your husband. Is that correct? Okay. Is he here? Come on up, Olin.
I, Lauren Levitt, do solemnly swear that I am a citizen of the United States, that I am a resident of the United States and of the state of Washington and of the state of Washington, that I will support the Constitution of the United States, that I will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution and the laws of the state of Washington, the Constitution and the laws of Washington, and the ordinances of the city of Sunnyside, and the ordinances of the city of Sunnyside, that I will abide by the code of ethics and conduct, the code of ethics and conduct, as set forth in the policy manual, and will to the best judgment, skills and abilities, truly, faithfully, and impartially, perform the duties of the position of police officer, perform the duties of the position of the police officer, in and for the city of Sunnyside. In and for the city of Sunnyside. Yakima County. Yakima County, state of Washington. State of Washington. As such duties are prescribed by law. As such duties are prescribed by law.
Oh.
Don't you have a vest on?
Yes, she does. I can see it.
And officer.
Lauren,
Lauren, we all want to shake your hand and
Yes.
welcome you aboard.
we do. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Welcome. Welcome. Congratulations on your post.
Congratulations and welcome.
Do you want both of them up at the same time? Yeah. Do you want both at the same time?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We're going to ask then Lane Fate and Gavin Hartzell to come up, also with your significant others to pin you.
Another party heard from. Oh.
And nobody's bothered by the crying of a child, so they can stay if you want. They can stay.
Good stay. Oh, she wants to be in the picture.
Oh, well, mom can hold her too.
That'd be great.
Do solemnly swear
Do solemnly swear
to support the Constitution of the United States of America,
to support the Constitution of the United States of America,
the state of Washington,
the state of Washington,
and to discharge faithfully
and to discharge faithfully
the duties of a firefighter
the duties of a firefighter
for the city of Sunnyside,
for the city of Sunnyside,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
to the best of my knowledge and ability,
and to hold myself to the highest moral
and to hold myself to the highest moral
and ethical standards
and ethical standards
as a representative of the Sunnyside Fire Department
as a representative of the Sunnyside Fire Department
and this profession.
and this profession.
Congratulations. You know that he.
Yes, they should.
Very cool.
It's time to get revenge, ladies.
It looks so easy. All right. And council would like to congratulate each of you as well.
You've joined a good department. Welcome aboard, and you have the support of council. So thank you. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations and welcome.
Thank you for your service.
Congratulations and welcome.
Did you hear him? He said something. He's the only one that needed.
So folks, this is a big deal. These are our first responders. These are the people we look to when things suddenly go crazy. And they come in and bring calm, bring order, and help us make sure that we have that feeling that something positive can happen of this. Things are under control now. So thank you, all of you, for being willing to step up into that role to participate there. I know we've got some of our longtime veterans on the police force and on the fire department here also to witness this. And I thank you guys for being here as well. And just, please understand that council, the city appreciates your service, appreciates your commitment to your job. And we're very thankful that you're all here. So thank you for all of that. So. I understand that there is a possibility that some of you may wish to step out at this
Yes.
point. You're welcome to stay the entire
Yes.
meeting, but we're going to give you an opportunity to leave if your portion of the meeting is done.
I love their little outfits. Those are so cute. Oh, yeah.
Quite a turnout.
It was good turnout. It was awesome.
Well, that was that.
It's exciting.
But I love the support that they're getting,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Very good. I'm wondering if I can ask a question about
Dean,
certain procedure regarding we have something to address to anybody standing up or anything else that they asked the mayor first.
Okay.
As a point of order.
Mayor Brosma.
Yes.
There was no sign up sheet and we're getting to the point where people might like to sign up. It's okay.
You've obviously, Counselor, been up there since I've been because I hadn't seen that.
I think she was taking a few photographs. She was taking a few photographs.
That's true. She went up.
One moment, let me print it.
He's got to print one first.
Sorry about that.
Had a lot to put together tonight, so.
It seems like that protocol has been overlooked in the last,
Yes.
and it needs to be reiterated.
I did address it once, but.
I think we should, that's why I wanted to, oops. That's, it wasn't a phone. I better sign into my stuff here. Unless you want to do it.
Jackie, I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to ask them to come forward and sign their name as they come in to speak. So that way we don't have to. Okay. Sandra, I'm just going to call people forward and you sign your name as when you get up there, because I'm not going to have the sheet in front of me anyway. So I'll just call people up as they go. Jim, the same thing. I'm just going to call people up and then you can sign your name as you go. So that way I can have a record of who
I don't have
spoke.
my phone with me.
That's okay. All right, we're at the stage of the meeting, public comments. Citizens are advised that they must limit their remarks to council to 3 minutes. Council may refer items to staff to review and or research for presentation at a future meeting. It is not typical for council to comment on public comments while they're happening. We try not to as much as possible, just in the name of order, but be assured that we are listening, that we do pay attention. The sign-up sheet didn't get put out before the meeting, so people couldn't sign up before the meeting, and the room was incredibly full. I'm not sure how that all would have worked. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to just open it up to one person at a time. Please approach the microphone, state your name and the city of residence, and then you may sign your name on that sheet if you want any follow-up. And we will be happy to do that. You can do that as you speak or just before you speak or just after, whichever works. All right? So, yes, ma'am.
One more time. Crystal, is that door locking? That door's locking so people can't get back in here.
Correct. Is there still a crowd outside? I think we can prop that door open.
Hector.
Yeah,
There's a bollard out there.
we can prop that door open.
Whatever works. So
I know they closed it because there was a crowd and a lot of talking going on out there. Thank you for that. All right, so I saw Sandra Lindy walk up to the front, so we're going to let you go. State your name, city of residence, and make your comments.
I am Sandra Lindy. I live in Sunnyside, Washington. And I just want to compliment this good feeling that's here tonight. Having recognized the young women that have, as you've said, have done so much for our community was great. And then especially to swear in our police and our fire people. Those are really good things for our city. And I am just grateful that I could be here tonight to witness it. And I'm also very excited tonight that we're going to recognize some students at our high school that are going to do the Red Ribbon Week proclamation. And I appreciate when we work together with our community, our schools, and I just want to say thank you for all that you do also. That's all.
Thank you. All right, and then Dr. Stevens, I saw you coming up to the front, so I know you wanted to have something to say, so we'll invite you to come forward. State your name, city of residence, and make your comments.
Jim Stevens, Sunnyside, Washington. That was to echo Sandy's comments, the unity in our community. I think it's great, and the support that we give to the young people, and that's a big part of what we want to do in our community, is give them that kind of guidance. Some disturbing things are happening around the country. Charlie Kirk being assassinated. We have all these, and it's flared up. It seems to be happening more and more, and yet we still have people in different groups that are making comments and accusations of fascism and one thing and another. It's inciting people that are, I don't know if they're unstable or what their act is, but we're seeing a lot of these shootings going on. And so it may not just be shootings, maybe it's aggression, maybe it ends up being a cause of division. And in our community, I think that we want our community to be one of unity. I hear a lot about this. It makes me sick to my stomach. I get so tired of hearing this comment of racism. And it creates division in our community. And this is like it's a counterpunch, and everybody racist. I don't know, maybe I live in a pocket someplace, but I don't see it and I don't feel it in our community. And I'd really like us to make an effort, just like we are nationally, to thwart this issue of labeling people when it's unjust. It creates anxiety, and it definitely creates division. And that's just not going to help us get where we want to go. And like these young people over here, it's certainly not going to help them develop their attitude and be leaders in the community. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. All right, those are the two names of people I know who wanted to speak. Is there anyone else who would like to speak? Please come forward, approach the microphone, state your name, city of residence, make your comments. Don't have to rush all at once.
Maria Fernandez, our office is here in Sunnyside with Ella Adelante and Ella. And just got to say, people of color don't have to just deal with comments of racism. They actually have to deal with the experience of racism and the discrimination brought about by systemic racism. So, yeah, you're tired of hearing the comments. We get tired of experiencing it. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else?
Janet Hicks, Sunnyside. Just want to say thank you to the city workers who finally came out and cleaned up the mess behind my house area. It looks so nice now. And I promise I will do my best to spray it and keep it looking so they don't have to come back. I don't know if this is the right place since our police chief isn't here to listen either, but I see there's some school people. The pickups at these schools is outrageous, the traffic. I witnessed the ambulance got through and the second car got through, but the third car got blocked. The paramedic truck got blocked the other day going by one of the schools on 16th because people are not getting out of the way and there's too much traffic. We need to come together and figure out how to relieve all of this traffic and stuff. You know, that's a life and death thing. If an ambulance can't get through, fire truck can't get through. So I don't know if it's a school board thingy or if it's a city thingy, but we need to really look into, these schools are just outrageous with pickups and drop-offs. And there's no police officers around to watch the speeding cars through and all that as well. So, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Going once? Twice? Thrice. All right. Thank you all for your comments. Next item on the agenda, consent agenda, payroll vouchers. Approve payroll voucher numbers 12786 through 13517 and wire transfers as listed for $965,930.14 for the period ending October 9, 2025. Claim vouchers. Approve claim voucher numbers 12924 through 13510 and wire transfers as listed for $697,303.53 for the period ending on October 9, 2025. And we have our budget position through September 30, 2025. Is there any item on the consent agenda that council would like to remove for discussion? Ms. Ripley?
Oh, transaction number 13457. Number 112730, Centennial Square.
Okay. And any others?
No.
Okay. Anybody else? All right, Ms. Ripley, you've got the floor.
Yeah, that was for Christmas decorations, and it was just getting paid now. Is that Christmas decorations? It was for Centennial Square. Do we get to keep those Christmas decorations, or is this a rental like it was in previous times?
I believe those were purchased.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we changed that this past year, that we were purchasing those and keeping those instead of renting them. There was some dissatisfaction with the rental process, and so we decided we wanted to keep them.
Okay, that was my
And
question, whether we get to keep them or not.
Okay,
Okay.
Deputy Mayor?
I have something to add, because I did ask Monica the question
Okay.
about that. So on that, it was a tree that was purchased for last year's event, and it didn't get paid until now. Apparently, the previous finance supervisor didn't pay it, so it went to collections, and it finally now got paid.
Went to collections.
Yeah.
I do have one more thing to say.
Okay.
It's good to see that things are getting paid, and it's nice to see the check register certification is being signed, which hadn't been done before.
Yes, and I would agree.
And so much easier to read. I mean, this is a breath of fresh air for us. And you can tell by the lack of questions we have.
Council has requested and staff has delivered, and so I am grateful for that. Unfortunately, Monica's unable to be with us tonight, but hopefully she sees the video and recognizes that we appreciate her efforts, so. All right, if there's no other questions, what is the desire of council on the consent agenda?
Move to approve?
I'll second.
I actually have a question.
Oh, yes.
So I have the two numbers that Counselor Ripley put up. I have 1345.7 and 112.730, and they're both the same amounts, and they both say Christmas decorations.
There's
Interesting.
two different ones?
Yes.
Oh.
Mr.
So-
Bridges, can you have Monica
If we search 1345.7,
Yes.
make sure we're not double paying?
that's 8,878 with 89 cents. And then if we go back and go 112,730. Again, I see the 8,878 with 89 cents.
Let me get to the right page here. You are correct.
Are they the same amount? They are.
You are, yes.
Was this on the new agenda?
No, they're the numbers you said, the two numbers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's the same amount.
3957.
And it's
Online,
repeated.
I saw them on the same.
On the same line?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are on the same line. Check number,
Yeah.
transaction number.
Okay, there we are.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Because I was gonna say, mine didn't go all the way up to that.
Yeah, when I searched them, they showed up like,
Oh.
but okay, then if
Okay.
it's the same, then that's.
It's on
It's
the same
okay,
line
we're
as the
good.
same item. Okay.
Yeah,
We're
it
good.
just threw me off because I searched it twice and it popped up twice.
Okay,
So it's paid once.
Okay.
only paid once.
Better safe than
Yeah.
sorry.
All right, so we've got a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented by Counselor Hancock, second by Counselor Ripley. Is there debate on this item?
No.
Hearing none. Counselor Hancock,
Yes.
Counselor Ripley,
Yes.
Counselor Fausto,
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez,
Yes.
Counselor Hart,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes.
I too vote yes. Motion passes. Council, we have a request here to move the executive session to next instead of in the middle of the active agenda. I don't know, Mr. City Manager, if you want to comment on that.
1 second, Mr. Mayor.
Is Holly present?
Yeah. Holly from Sunnyside United Unidos is here to receive the proclamation.
Right. That's why I was confused by,
Is it possible to?
Yeah,
Just put them in.
yeah,
I think that would be a good idea.
I think so. And that's just kind of where the agenda is then. I mean,
Okay.
we're.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, then we're not going to make any changes. We're going to go forward with the proclamation. Council, we have a proclamation before us. It should be in your packet. Red Ribbon Week proclamation. Approve a resolution proclaiming October 23 through 31, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week. Assuming you've all had the opportunity to read the proclamation, would have been in your packet. Is there any comments or questions on the proclamation? Ms. Hart.
I know that they've been celebrating, at least observing, celebrating is sort of the wrong word, but the use of Red Ribbon Week is a tool that is, to help folks promote a drug-free lifestyle. And it starts with the students and, of course, the community. So I appreciate very much that you have taken the time to enter this proclamation for our consideration, and know that we are very much in favor of keeping a healthy community for our students and for all of our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. Other comments? Ms. Vasquez.
Yes. So I just want to say thank you to Holly. Thank you, Megan, for all the work that you guys do continuously here in our community. All the way from going to gas stations, right? And just educating the community on what are drugs and what to stay away from, especially for our youth. So thank you for everything that you guys do and for everything that you guys will both continue to do. Thank you.
And it's always I'm always glad to see young people stepping up like this. Peer pressure is a big thing, and that you guys stand up and take this on in the middle of things you're going through as adolescent, adult type people. It's just very heartening for us to see you guys do this and take this on. Thank you.
Other comments? Well, I would like to echo the comments of my colleagues here as someone who has served on the Sunnyside Unidos board for a number of years as the council representative. I appreciate the work that they do. It's a big job, and sometimes it's a thankless job, but you put on events, you go to events, you step up and you make comments, you take a stand, and that takes courage. And the fact that you showed up here in your red t-shirts and you're showing up being visible that also takes courage, because in a little while, you're probably going to get to come up here and be on camera as you receive this proclamation. And so, all right, council, if there's no other comments on this, what is the desire of council on the Red Ribbon Week proclamation?
Move to approve.
A second.
All right, we got a motion by Councilor Hart, second by Deputy Mayor to approve the resolution proclaiming October 23 through 31, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week. Is there debate on this item? Hearing none. Councilor Hart,
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez,
Yes.
Councilor Fausto,
Yes.
Councilor Ripley,
Yes.
Councilor Hancock,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes.
I too vote yes. The motion passes. I'm going to now read this proclamation into the record. City of Sunnyside, Washington, proclamation. Whereas the City of Sunnyside values the health and safety of all its residents, particularly our youth, and supports efforts to promote drug-free lifestyles, prevention, education, and strong community connections. And whereas Red Ribbon Week is a nationally recognized campaign held annually from October 23rd through 31, encouraging individuals, families, and communities to take a visible stand against drug misuse and to foster environments to support wellness and resilience. And whereas the Sunnyside Unidos Coalition and the Protecting Our Youth Coalition have demonstrated leadership and dedication in collaborating with schools, families, and community partners to prevent substance abuse and promote healthy choices for our youth. And whereas Red Ribbon Week's theme this year inspires community members to work together to promote safe, healthy, and drug-free lifestyles, to prevention efforts, educational programs, and youth empowerment initiatives. Now therefore, I, Dean Broersma, Mayor of the City of Sunnyside, Washington, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the laws of the State of Washington and on behalf of the City Council, do hereby proclaim October 23 through October 31, 2025 as Red Ribbon Week, and encourage all residents, schools, businesses, and organizations to participate in drug prevention activities, to support youth leadership, and to commit to a healthier, safer, and more connected community. In testimony whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Sunnyside to be affixed. Done at the City of Sunnyside this 13th day of October in the year 2025. Jackie, do we have a separate copy for them, or is this the copy? Inside.
Maybe the other. This side.
Ah, there it is. Okay, so this one's the cities. Okay, I'm gonna ask you guys to come forward. All of you. All of you with your red shirts on are part of that organization. Come on up.
Mayor, does your copy say mayor? Mine says deputy mayor.
Mine says mayor.
Oh, okay.
Mine says deputy mayor.
It does say deputy mayor.
Okay, as long as you have the correct one.
That is interesting. I was at one time deputy mayor. Oh, it does say deputy mayor on mine. You're right.
Oh.
Okay. We'll get that corrected and get a clean version sent to all of us. All right, who wants to receive it? All right, well, you are. Council want to get into the picture?
Oh, okay.
Those.
All right.
Couple more, sorry. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Gotta get everybody. I can't see the counts there. Got it. Okay.
Thank you, guys.
And
All right, council would like to congratulate you as well.
Yep.
Everybody's standing up, ready to go. Got their hands up.
Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. You do.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you do. I am so glad you got it in.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Hello. Well, wait a minute. Ms. Mayor.
Thank you very much. So good to see you.
Maybe give her the mic and let her tell us what they are going to be doing for activities.
All right, we're gonna allow that. Yes. Why don't you speak to our Red Ribbon Week activities?
Okay, so each one of the schools is gonna have activities. We have the high school, the two middle schools, and all four of our elementaries are on board for Red Ribbon activities. And we are hoping to go and decorate the gazebo down with the red ribbons and along the fence from the district. That's our area. So we will be putting ribbons down there, and the schools will also be putting red ribbons along the fence. If anybody wants to have something in their window, you guys are more than welcome to let us know. We can give you that as well, or just put a red ribbon around your guards or something. So
All right, well,
it's
thank you for
exciting.
that.
Yes.
Thank
Oh,
you.
and if I may add, sorry, just
please
take the
do.
mic. Our prevention clubs, we were able to nominate them for all the work that they are doing through the Healthcare Authority. And out of 17 nominations, four schools out of the whole state of Washington were picked for the Youth Leadership Award, and Sunnyside is one of them. So all of our prevention clubs got the award for youth leadership. I know. So they will be receiving that award here at the end of the month. So
That's
it's really
Invite
exciting.
us.
Yes.
Invite us to see that.
That is
Absolutely.
amazing. I'm so
Congratulations.
happy to hear that.
That is wonderful.
Oh, That's
Good
quite
work.
an accolade. That's
All
awesome.
that.
Good work, sir. Good work.
That's
Good job.
Again,
Thank
yes.
you. Here we go. Thank you.
I knew they had to be doing something fun.
All right, council, I don't know that if you expected to get that much exercise tonight, but every once in a while we get to do the fun stuff.
Absolutely.
All right, the next order of business is an executive session. In the executive session, we're asking for 15 minutes. The executive session pertains to RCW 42.30.140 4B. That portion of a meeting during which the governing body is planning or adopting the strategy or position to be taken by the governing body during the course of any collective bargaining, professional negotiations, or grievance or mediation proceedings, or reviewing the proposals made in the negotiations or proceedings while in progress. And RCW 42.30.1101 to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency matters relating to agency enforcement actions, or to discuss with legal counsel representing the agency litigation or potential litigation to which the agency, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity is or is likely to become a party when public knowledge regarding the discussion is likely to result in an adverse legal or financial consequence to the agency. Okay, are you back, Julie?
That's better. Yes.
Okay, sorry, I just read into the record some of the text of the resolution that we have before us. Okay, so as far as a time and a date, what would council propose?
I'd like
Counselor
to
Hart?
approve a resolution setting the time as Monday, October 20th at 4 PM for the public hearing on the reply of notice of intent to terminate city manager.
Second.
All right, we have a motion for a hearing date to be set on the 20th of October. That's next week, Monday, 1 week from today at the time 4 PM in these chambers. Is there debate on this item? And has Counselor Vasquez stepped out?
Yeah, she'll be right back.
Okay, we will wait on her return to take the vote, make sure all of us are here present. Meanwhile, is there anybody that wants to make any comments or discussion on that item?
Nope.
All right.
You weren't being heard in the meeting, I think they probably didn't go to this day either, so I don't know if you want to.
The executive session?
No,
What Dean just read.
I was just reading some of the text of the resolution that we had, just explain that. So
Was Julie muted or?
I will do that. Yes, while we're waiting, we got some time. Okay. So the City Council of the City of Sunnyside previously adopted Resolution 2025-67 stating the intent of removing Mr. Gonzalez as city manager without cause, effective either 30 days from the passage thereof or entry to a severance agreement. In October 7, 2025, Mr. Gonzalez filed a reply to Resolution 2025-67, and RCW 35A.13.140 provides that upon time the receipt of a reply to a notice to remove the manager, the council shall fix a time for a public hearing upon the question of the manager's removal, and a final resolution removing the manager shall not be adopted until after the hearing has occurred. And we have a motion before council to set a time and date. The date would be Monday, October 20, and the time would be 4 PM in the afternoon in these council chambers. And we have a motion and a second on that. And there has been no debate up to this point, and we're just going to start with Councilor Ripley,
Yes.
Councilor Hancock,
Yes.
Councilor Fausto,
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez,
Yes.
Councilor Hart,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes.
I too vote yes. Motion passes. The date, Monday, good grief, 20 at 4 PM, these chambers. All right, we'll get a public notice out on that tomorrow. All right, next item. Oh, and I do have, we have a request from Councilor Ripley to be excused. She is not feeling well and would like to be excused and be allowed to go home. Councilors, any objection to Councilor Ripley being excused for the rest of the meeting?
No objection.
No objection. Councilor Ripley, you are hereby excused from the rest of the meeting. May you feel better. Okay, item D. Okay. Item D, we have a Washington State. I'm reading two different things at the same time. I apologize. Washington State Department of Resources DNR Surplus Engine Program. All right, Yakima County Development Association grant application. That's still accurate? Okay. And so what we'd like to do is we're applying for a grant. And Mr. City Manager.
I will turn this over to Chief Holbrook.
Chief.
Thank you very much, Mayor and Council. Again, we apologize for the title issue. Both Clerk Rentery and I, have, for whatever reason, had a tough time getting it to save with the correct title. We both tried multiple times and the technology gremlins worked against us. So apologize for the incorrect title that was in there. What I have before you is a request for approval to apply for a grant through the Washington State Department of Natural Resources. They typically on an annual basis run what they call a surplus engine grant program. So this would be one where we would apply and if we're chosen would be selected to receive a surplus brush engine. I'm trying to keep things in, if I said a Type 5 engine, you guys probably wouldn't know what I was talking about. So
Probably not.
So again, what this grant is it is for the receipt. There's no cash value to it aside from the asset, which would be the brush engine. There is no cost for application. I confirmed with DNR that we are eligible and are a good candidate for this grant. There are currently 18 engines that are up for surplus that we will be putting in for. And again, there's no cost for receipt of the grant. I did notate that in the bottom of the cover sheet there, if you want to take a peek, that if we were to be awarded a grant, there would be a relatively nominal cost to upfit the apparatus to be in service as a Sunnyside Fire Department fleet vehicle. But considering the cost, if we were to purchase a unit like this outright, it'd be anywhere between $200,000 and $225,000 is if we were to purchase it new. This route is obviously substantially cheaper. Did a kind of a rough breakdown. The upfit cost be roughly about $7,700, and then the cost to license it and get it here. But other than that, there's no fees associated with it. So I did include as one of the exhibits just to kind of put into perspective what we're looking at. This is the photo might actually be the rig that we are awarded, but if not that exact one, one virtually identical to it. So really at this point, we're just can answer any questions, but just looking for council's approval to apply for the grant.
Council, questions for the chief? Councilor Hancock.
Good job to start with. But tell us exactly what you would use this rig on.
Absolutely. So this rig is designed for brush or wildland firefighting. So up until a few years ago, when the former fire chief received a military surplus vehicle and converted it into a brush unit, we did not have any wildland firefighting apparatus. So the one perk that we're looking at a rig like this is its size. It allows us to get it into much tighter spaces or areas of overgrown brush that we're not going to be able to get a large fire engine into. So it's predominantly again on its size and off-road capabilities that allow us to be a little bit more aggressive instead of having to, in essence, fight it from the road, which is not very aggressive firefighting tactics if we're trying to get a quick stop on things. So again, predominantly would be for wildland responses. This would also open the opportunity for us to participate in state mobilization agreements. And actually, we'll talk about that in the next agenda item. But there are excellent reimbursements that we can get from the Forest Service and or Department of Natural Resources for state mobilization deployments. I'd have to quadruple check on the numbers, but currently, for example, if we had this unit in our fleet and were to send it on state mobilizations, the cost recovery is right about $3,500 per day. So there is potential money to be made if we're able to go that route. But again, this unit is classified as a Type 5 engine, and I won't go into the minutia behind that and bore you, but it would meet those needs and those requirements to participate in the state MOB program. But again, just at a local level, this will allow us to get this rig into tighter places that we can't with our current apparatus, hopefully have a little quicker stops on some of our natural vegetation fires that we see in and around us.
Councilor Hart.
I was just going to say, do you still use the one that the brush vehicle that you had before that was done previous fire chief? That one's still in operation?
Yes, ma'am, absolutely. And that rig in itself is a great rig. This one would just be a smaller, more compact version that could get in a little bit of tighter places that one cannot. But no, that is still very much an in-use functioning apparatus.
This just gives you a little more flexibility for fighting those fires.
That is correct, ma'am, yes.
Okay.
So this would not replace our fleet, it would add to our
Add
fleet.
to it. Okay.
That's correct.
Thank you.
All right, Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, so thank you, Chief, for providing this information. I started thinking, right, who gives anything for free these days? So I went onto their website and, I saw a statement where it says improving the capabilities of local districts helps defend Washington against wildfire. But then your next item comes into play where, we could potentially use it for wildfighting.
That is correct, sir.
So yeah, just, wants to thank you for being proactive and looking out for these grants. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, further questions?
Just 2 uses of this thing in its whole lifetime would pay for the marking it and
If 2 days.
2
pretty
days,
much of
2
use.
days.
Well,
Yeah.
And also too, one thing that it's kind of in the fine print of the grant as well. But if we are to be awarded this grant, the commitment is that we have this unit in service as a brush rig for 1 year. At the culmination of that 1 year, if we find that the rig is not being utilized, we then have the ability to convert that into another form of apparatus that benefits the city. I wholeheartedly believe that it is going to serve its life if we are awarded as a brush truck, but understand to our commitment, if it ends up not being as fruitful as we'd hope, we can use it for other means after that 12-month mark.
That's very good. Very awesome.
Further questions or comments? What is the desire of council on this item?
Move to approve?
Second.
All right, I got a motion by Councillor Hancock, second by the Deputy Mayor to approve the resolution authorizing application submittal to the Washington State Department of Natural Resources Surplus Engine Program. Debate on this item. Hearing none. Councillor Hart,
Yes.
Councillor Vasquez,
Yes.
Councillor Fausto,
Yes.
Councillor Hancock,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor,
Yes.
and I too vote yes. Motion passes. Item E, state mobilization compensation. Approve a resolution approving compensation for exempt city employees mobilized to work outside their normal work hours and jurisdiction on all risk mobilizations. Mr. City Manager.
I will once again turn this over to Chief Hubbard.
Chief.
And then I do have a very, very quick, I'm trying to keep things as simple and straightforward as possible. So I do have a very quick 4 or 5 slide presentation I'll throw up there to kind of walk through the process, try and keep it as entertaining as possible. I know this stuff can be kind of dry, so I apologize. Okay, so what I have before you is in essence a request for a compensation model for state mobilization and incident responses. This is something that the city of Sunnyside really hasn't participated too much in the past, but has been a push that I've had in the last couple of years in my role, and something that has most certainly come to fruition this last year. So we'll go and move on to the first slide, or the second slide, excuse me. So how this process works, and again, trying to keep it as simple as possible, is we're required to have a DNR state MOB agreement. We have had that in place for many years. It just has not been utilized. This is an agreement between the city of Sunnyside and the Washington State Department of Natural Resources. The reason that this agreement comes into play it has in the past is not only does this allow us to participate in the state MOB program, but also allows us to call in state mobilization resources if we were to need them. So it's a two-way street. So this agreement has been in place for many, many, many years. We just have only recently started participating as an active member of the state MOB response versus a potential recipient. So what we do at this point is my team affiliations, I have taken part now of 2 different state incident management teams. One of them is called a Type 3 incident management team. And what that is pretty much a need for a group of experienced individuals to come in and help mitigate incidents that are too much to handle for local resources only. So this is very much like an initial attack. We get out there as quick as we can to help relieve the local resources to streamline and keep operations continuing. The other team that I'm a member of is what's called a complex incident management team. And that is similar to what you would see for deployments for incidents such as like Hurricane Katrina or larger scale incidents that are exhausting even the smaller local teams. This is a larger expanded team. Reason why I've begun participating, this is one, it also is, we'll get to it as a financial benefit to the city of Sunnyside, but also it puts us at more or less the front of the line is if we ever, God forbid, have a need for those teams to come into our city or to our jurisdiction, by being involved with them, we kind of pretty much get first dibs, if that makes sense. So it's definitely a mutual beneficial partnership there. So, but with being a part of these teams, there of course is a reimbursement concept. This comes at absolutely no cost to the city of Sunnyside. It actually comes as a cost benefit, which we'll get into here in just a second. But how this process, the reimbursement process works, sorry, Jack, if you can go back one more real quick, is so we have, just like anything else, billable hours. While on the incident, I document every hour worked. Those get submitted. I receive a form. Those get submitted to the state DNR payroll for processing, and then they reimburse the city of Sunnyside under our contract number for my time and any equipment that we use. So in this case, the only equipment that's being used is my city command vehicle, which just is really a shuttle at that point, but we receive full compensation for every second that it's on that deployment as well. So sorry, next slide. So the reimbursement rates are kind of two-tiered. So as I mentioned before, when we were talking about the brush engine grant, those rates are set. Those are set through the Washington Fire Chiefs and the State Department of Natural Resources. So anything as far as resources, being an engine, a tender, or anything similar, have a set rate. Currently, I'm in a position what's called an overhead position. So I come in at a command level. Those rates are determined by home agencies. So those rates are determined by what my compensation is through the city of Sunnyside, including wages, benefits, and everything. So again, there's absolutely no cost to the city of Sunnyside. And then again, that's at 100%. And then hours above and beyond are at 150%. That also counts all resources, equipment, so on and so forth. So that's how that process works. Next slide, please. So to kind of break down, this is one of the more recent incidents that I was on, just to kind of give you guys an overhead view. Over the course of 11 days, I worked 180.25 hours. So if you do the math, that is 16-hour days. There's some long days. It's a lot of fun, but it is also a lot of work. So yeah, average it out to 16.4-hour days. So of those billed hours, 55 and a half were during my normal work hours, which were submitted at 100%. The 124.75 are outside of normal working hours, weekends, nights, et cetera, and those are all reimbursed at 150%. And again, that includes cost of benefits. So any cost that the city incurred for my benefits, that's health, retirement, all that are all reimbursed at 100 or 150%. So again, that's where kind of the cost benefit comes in there. Next slide, please. So just kind of reading through this here, based on the current reimbursement matrix, deployed resources, including exempt and salaried overhead, it is common practice, and actually Monica Hofstetter, who's obviously not here tonight, was going to weigh in. As she'd mentioned before, she has experience in the fire service on the administrative side as well. In a conversation, she said that to her knowledge, she has never come across a representative of a fire agency who was not compensated during their work hours on the state mobilizations. And she did. I confirmed before I brought up that she said she is welcome. If you have any questions regarding that, you're welcome to reach out to her. I did, before I threw her name out there, I made sure she was okay with that. So not trying to pull a fast one here. But permissible under the Washington Administrative Code, exempt employees who are not normally privy or eligible for overtime can receive overtime for their deployments when approved by their governing body. So, and again, that's based on agency preference. Talking with other agencies who participate, they have it either in a salary ordinance, a resolution, a municipal code, or some other form. Tonight, I presented to you in form of resolution. I found that to be the most direct, clean, and straightforward process. So, currently on the two teams that I'm a part of, all members of those teams, including exempt staff, do have overtime reimbursement or overtime eligibility when reimbursed by the DNR or Forest Service. The three cities that I did use as reference, just based on size or proximity, were the city of Pullman, the city of College Place, and the city of Yakima. The city of Pullman and city of College Place being similar sized cities in operation and city size, and the city of Yakima just being our closest neighbor that participates in the program as well. So moving on to the last slide here, just kind of getting straight to the point. If anybody who watches Brooklyn Nine-Nine gets the reference, I apologize. But my request tonight is that on these state mobilizations where we are reimbursed at 100 to 150%, my request is for those hours worked, again, on weekends, night hours. Again, I don't work 16.5-hour days here too regularly. It does happen, but that's okay. It's part of the job. But I am requesting that council consider the eligibility for overtime when reimbursed by the State Department of Natural Resources or State Forest Service. I come to you with a request at absolutely no cost to the city, and understanding too that when applying for reimbursement, we have to select whether or not I am overtime eligible. If the response is no, the city does not collect those overtime funds. So to kind of put it point blank, as it works with the Forest Service and DNR, either the employee collects the overtime or nobody collects the overtime. So at that point, because my thought was, okay, well, is this potentially more revenue for the city? And unfortunately, in this case, it is not. The city would still receive on those overtimes. They will still receive that 150% reimbursement for benefits. Of course, any and all costs associated with above and beyond for use of equipment. And of course, 100% compensation reimbursement for my salary and benefits the entire time that I'm on deployment. So there is still most certainly a revenue benefit to the city of Sunnyside. Just in this case, with this option, it does allow me as the individual to recuperate some of those costs and time away from my family and added work hours. So I know that's a lot to swallow and it's probably a unique concept, but I would be happy to answer any questions that you might have and appreciate your consideration.
All right, council, questions for the chief? Ms. Hancock?
Yes, ma'am.
I've got a couple, sir.
Absolutely.
So how would changing that affect negotiations, the union, all that kind of stuff? It would not affect the union at all if we say you're eligible for overtime?
There should be no effect there. And again, this is specifically for my position. This would not be for, because that's already built into the, those who are eligible to overtime automatically receive it just as an exempt, overtime exempt employee. That is why it would take the approval of the governing body to allow for that receipt.
Okay, my second question is the liability, L&I, God forbid anything should happen to you, but is that covered by the DNR or?
That is correct. So while I'm working as in essence, a contracted employee, which isn't exactly the case, but it's kind of summarized, you're under the umbrella and protection of the Department of Natural Resources and or State Forest Service, depending on where the fire is located.
Well, good job again.
Okay, other questions or comments? Hearing none, what is the desire of council on this item?
Move to approve.
Second. Oh, sorry.
All right, got a motion by Deputy Mayor, second by Councilor Hancock to approve the resolution approving the compensation for exempt city employees mobilized to work outside their normal work hours and jurisdiction on all risk mobilizations. Is there debate on this item?
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you guys very much for your consideration.
That was a good presentation. That was very informative.
Mhm.
All right. Councilor Hancock,
Yes.
Councilor Fausto,
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez,
Yes.
Councilor Hart,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor,
Yes.
and I too vote yes. Motion passes.
Thank you all.
All right, item F, City Clerk Communications Director Employment Agreement. Approve a resolution authorizing the interim city manager to execute an employment agreement with Jacqueline Renteria to continue serving as the City of Sunnyside City Clerk / Communications Director. Mr. City Manager.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yeah, there's some housekeeping following suit with some past practice and other contracts to non-represented employees. Ms. Renteria has, as we heard earlier tonight, about some other position, had concerns about potential employment impacts with change of administration and things of this nature. So we thought best to move forward with a request to council to approve allowing me to enter into a contract with Ms. Renteria. The terms of the contract are similar to the terms of the contract we had for Ms. Hofstetter, with the exception of the salary, the current salary. Has the same provisions in it for the cause for termination as Ms. Hofstetter's, the same 2 months severance package if terminated at will. The one change that's a little more significant would be typically in our personnel policy, we offer non-exempt FSLA exempt employees 80 hours of management leave for compensation for overtime worked. Since she doesn't draw overtime. In Ms. Renteria's case, I suggested that we move that to 120 hours, as many hours as she puts in, especially, once at a meeting tonight, but then as we all leave, she continues to work until all of her documentation is wrapped up. So I've moved that to 120 hours of executive leave. With that, I'll stand for questions.
Questions for the manager?
I have a comment.
Ms. Hancock.
Jackie continues to excel at her job. Not that that's a reason to give her 120 hours, but just like this weekend, she's at the grand opening of Grease Monkey. She's at Valleywide. She's representing the city at other places too. Plus, we see what she does on a weekly, monthly basis with her hours and her dedication to the city.
Okay, further comments? Yes, Ms. Hart.
So when the business with the union was for all non-exempt employees, whenever that happened about a year ago, when the union situation came into play, and it included department heads. Well, we're not saying that the city clerk communication officer is a department head, are we?
No,
So then she would have fallen under the non-exempt employee, right? Before,
yes.
okay, so that's what you're taking her back to,
Well, she is an exempt employee,
right?
FSLA exempt employee, which
Right.
means she's is involved in policy decision. It's not eligible for overtime. And so that's what, is that helping you answer your question? I'm not quite sure where you're going with
No,
this.
so then with this resolution, then we are going to be then adding the 120
Right.
overtime.
So all non-exempt, excuse me, all exempt employees at executive level, which is the city clerk and department heads, receive the 80 hours executive leave. So we're requesting this move to 120 hours
Right.
for her position,
Right, okay,
not for the remainder, but just for this position.
right, okay, thank you for explaining that.
Okay. I would like to echo what Ms. Hancock said. As mayor, I work a lot with City Hall staff, and my time working with Ms. Renteria, she has been exemplary in the work that she's done. Puts in an amazing amount of time. When I see the timestamp on some of the emails she sends out, I am absolutely impressed that she's still awake and working on some of these things. So the amount of time and dedication she has to her job is admirable. So yeah, the only thing jokingly I would say, and this is completely joking, is she's demoted me to deputy mayor now.
But she said she's gonna fix it.
No, she will fix it. I'm not even worried about
Not
that.
even
I
worried.
was just saying that to tease a little bit, but no, I'm completely in favor of this personally, so I don't know how the rest of council feels on it, but is there any more discussion on this item?
Just echo what you said, and Counselor Hart or Counselor Hancock. Thank you, Jackie, for everything you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, and me too. Just thank you for everything. You also take care of the city's content and publishing and keeping everything on track and everything on Prime Gov. So just thank you for all your hard work.
Yeah, photos.
Excellent photographer.
Yeah.
So,
So what is the desire council on this item?
I move to approve the resolution authorizing the interim city manager to execute an employment agreement with Jacqueline, Renteria, to continue serving as the city of Sunnyside's city clerk / communications director.
And I'll second.
All right, we got a motion by Counselor Hart, second by Counselor Vasquez. Is there debate on this item? Hearing none. Counselor Frausto,
Yes.
Counselor Vasquez,
Yes.
Counselor Hancock,
Yes.
Counselor Hart,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor,
Yes.
and two vote yes, motion passes. Item G, amendment to the classification and compensation schedule to add a second human resource generalist position. Adopt an ordinance amending the classification and compensation schedule by adding a second human resources generalist position. Mr. City Manager.
Yeah, and I'll start briefly and I'll turn it over to our current HR journalist, Mr. Heath Anderson. So real quick, we're asking council to consider opening up another position for another HR generalist for the city of Sunnyside. We currently only have one available. We have approximately 150 employees in coming in this, starting here, I believe next week, we start negotiating with all 6 of our bargaining units. And per our executive session, it is a 7th bargaining unit as well. So that takes time. That takes a lot of time with that, with one HR, let alone 2. Well, and then there's the employee concerns. So, Mr. Anderson, would you like to add?
Mr. Anderson.
Got a little snippet here from the SHRM website. The ADP Research Institute analyzed payroll and economic data for more than 25 million employees and turned up some interesting findings about HR staffing levels, including the sweet spot for most employers is between 1.5 and 4.5 HR staff per 100 employees. That's accurate, but a wide gap, says Nicole Bellina, the SHRM SCP Director of Talent Management and Inclusion at SHRM. According to SHRM's 2022 Human Capital Benchmark Report, the average HR staff to employee ratio is 1.7 per 100. HR headcount is up more than 11% since 2018. and too few or too many HR staff members result in higher turnover. So, and then echoing what Mr. Bridges said here, the city will need to prepare up to 6 union negotiations in 2026. Currently has outdated personnel policy and is in need of staff training. The second HR generalist will split the duties and role with the current HR generalist to be more proficient in the field and alleviating liability for the city of Sunnyside.
Council, questions, either for the manager or for Mr. Anderson, Deputy Mayor?
So is the plan here to have, to keep the HR manager and have the two journalists?
No, we're actually going to classify them both as HR generalists.
Okay, so get rid of that
HR.
manager. Okay, gotcha. That makes a lot more sense.
I was going to ask that very question, so. Ms. Hart.
So you have, currently, there's no HR department head.
Well, the HR falls under the purview of the Administrative Services Director, Ms. Hofstetter, who has an extensive background in HR as well. So even though it's not trying to stretch her too thin, and we talked about this last week with all she does, but she does provide very good oversight of that department in her current capacity.
Just a little worried about that, but then, so having, two people then working as the generalist in HR.
Correct.
Okay, to handle all the paperwork that's gonna go on with all the negotiations, so, okay.
Well, not only with the negotiations, we would probably have it split up where the one of the new HR generals would handle like the onboarding, offboarding, benefits. And we'd probably split the training, and then I would likely handle like the claims, investigations, the grievances, the public requests that come in, because right now I'm being stretched about as thin as possible, trying to handle everything by myself.
Can
Okay.
I just follow up on that?
I don't see any other hands up. Go ahead, Ms. Hart.
So your fellow generalist or specialist, that person would be in charge of, just go ahead, and the duties that person would have.
Yeah.
I thank you for explaining what your duties would be, but what would be the new person's?
They'd probably take over like the benefits, the onboarding, the offboarding of the employees, and we'd probably handle or split the training that needs to go on with the city employees, because from what I understand, that hasn't been, I think, over 2 years, I think. So the employees haven't had any specific training, like Public Works hasn't had any training on anything that would entail for the Public Works. The janitorial or the facility haven't had any like slips and spills training, that sort of thing. And so me and the new HR generalist, we would probably tackle that.
Split those duties.
Yeah, we split those duties, but they would handle, again, like the more onboarding would be their specialty, would be like the onboarding, offboarding, benefits package. You know, when a new employee comes in, they would talk to them, unless they're on vacation, then I would handle it. But then I would handle more of like the claims, investigations that are going on, the grievances and the public requests.
Background check.
Yeah, and background checks and everything that entails.
And just to be clear, we're only talking one more person.
Correct. Ms. Fausto.
Since we're gonna be in 6 contract negotiations next year, how are those duties split? Is it just gonna be the generalist, or is it gonna be Ms. Hofstetter?
Well, there will be a generalist and Ms. Hofstetter.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ms. Hofstetter, she'll focus her time on the financial part of it, where the generalist focuses her time on the personnel part of it. So.
Yeah, I've talked to Ms. Hofstetter about that, and more than likely what we would do is, since there's 6 of them, which would take up a lot of our time, we'd probably just split it. I'd do 3 and the person would do 3 as well, just so we're not overwhelmed.
Well, and it also broadens our experience.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Further questions?
No, I know you've been spread very thin, so I think you need some help.
You know, in talking with you, we've seen the experience that Mr. Silva's been through over the last while and trying to manage all of IT by himself and try to keep things afloat, and the amount of work that he's gone through and the relief I see in him when he now has help. And I want to avoid getting other employees that buried and that overwhelmed in the work that they have to do. So on that regard, I'm very much in favor of filling that position. I don't want people to be overwhelmed. And also we have backup. If somebody is sick, somebody's on vacation, we still have a person in place to take care of that. So I think that is helpful. And so Deputy Mayor, yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to add one thing, Mr. Bridges. Thank you for bringing it forward to the city council. That's where these decisions belong is the city council, and I really appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Ms. Vasquez.
Yeah, and I just also wanted to say thank you for, noticing that these personnel policies are very outdated and the fact that many of the current employees do need updated training because that's very important. Every year, everything changes, right? Or every year there's something that's added on. So just the fact that they're all going to have the opportunity to update and get training is very crucial and important. So thank you for noticing that and adding that as well.
Okay, Ms. Frausto.
Maybe also for Jim, on this one. So previously, as a council, we had been talking about, you mentioned onboarding and some of the conversation was around onboarding new council members or even more importantly, also onboarding commission members, committee members, board members, because they weren't that type of onboarding wasn't accessible to them and then to us as new council members back in 2024. We got a little bit of onboarding from the previous HR manager, Lucia. But I think we can definitely delve in a lot deeper, especially when we have folks who are a part of committees that don't know the roles. Would that also maybe be a project that we could take on, given that we're going to have another body?
I don't see why it couldn't, work that position, actually work alongside the city clerk as well, because, she'll be responsible for those boards and commissions going forward too. So.
Yeah. And I'd like to add to that. So I'd actually like to agree and back Councilor Foster with that, just because our transition, right, into coming into the city, it was a pretty rocky one where we had to lean into one another just to have some more guidance and just to know how to get information the right way without crossing lines. So just the fact that the election season is around the corner and we are going to have new faces, I would like the introduction into the city of Sunnyside to be smoother, because that's something that I think they deserve, as I would have appreciated that myself back then.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I listened to you guys last year when you were talking about that, and I appreciated your input on that. And I did talk to the HR director at the time, and then the HR director who came after that. And I believe you and I discussed that real briefly in one meeting as well. It is something that each of you, when you came on board, mentioned that was important. And so I wanted to follow up on that. And that is something that obviously the position's been vacated for whatever reason. And so that kind of got lost in the process, but that is definitely something we want to do. I mean, for any people who are new on the council, any people who are new on a board or a commission, I think that is important for them to be given some sort of orientation, some sort of training and idea of where they're going to be. So yeah, I think that's an important element of that, which is beside the point of what we're talking about here. We're here to appoint the, or to change the compensation schedule. And
So without ado, I'd like to recommend adopting the ordinance amending the classification and compensation schedule, approving the role of a second HR generalist. Just need a second.
we have a motion.
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilor Hart, second by Councilor Frausto. Thank you for reading that into the record. Is there debate on the item? Hearing none. Councilor Hart.
Yes.
Councilor Frausto. Councilor Hancock.
Yes.
Councilor Vasquez.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes.
I too vote yes. Motion passes.
Woohoo.
All right, we look forward to hearing good things.
This system.
Item H. Wastewater treatment plan emergency repairs. Approve the resolution declaring a state of emergency for emergency repairs at the wastewater treatment plant. Mr. City Manager.
Yeah, real quick, this is, again, some more housekeeping here. So this past spring, interim Public Works Director Cus Ortega presented that to the council, the emergency repairs that were necessary at the wastewater treatment plant, which were the boiler system and the methane gas piping for the digester. Unfortunately, we left out the fact that the emergency also allows us to declare emergency and circumvent the public bidding laws and go and get this project bid out as soon as possible to meet the timelines of the grant from the state as well. So this is again, I think we're supposed to read in this statement. In accordance with RCW 39.04.280, 1E provides that the governing body of a municipality may waive the competitive bidding requirement for a public works project in the event of emergency, and in accordance with RCW 39.04.2803 defines emergency as unforeseen circumstances beyond the control of the municipality that either A, present a real immediate threat to the proper performance of essential function, or B, will likely result in a material loss or damage of property, bodily injury, or loss of life if immediate action is not taken, and provides that the governing body of a municipality may waive competitive bidding requirement for a public works project in the event of emergency. And that is the statement that was left out of the spring meeting with the city council. So with that said, again, this is
You need to add that.
resolution we're asking you to adopt.
Council, questions for the manager?
Okay. Well, it seems,
Go ahead, Ms. Hart.
thank you. It seems like with that particular paragraph and a half or so, then that will make us legal in going forward with emergencies like we may have
For this particular
for
one,
this particular one.
because of the specific grant that went with it.
Right, so we have that in there. That makes the grant doable?
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions?
Especially since we're going to start work on that project here in the next.
Yeah, so it'd be useful to have that in
Yes, we
play,
needed to get that
right?
in play.
Yes,
Be done legally, correctly, properly. Okay,
Yes.
Deputy Mayor.
How did we catch the missing language? Did they tell us?
I think because the contract was getting ready to, well, we were notified that we had to start expending some of the dollars, right? And some of the equipment for this project was long lead items, right? And they're still long lead items. But the work that we're going to start next week is the demolition portion of it. The contractors, especially contractor that's going to perform this work, for the methane gas and digester piping. So it was, I think it dawned on them, hey, this contract's going to go out, and we forgot to include this emergency because we did not bid the project out. We followed the bidding procedures for emergency, but we didn't notify the public that's what we were doing. So I think it came to their attention, and they
Okay.
shot this to my attention at 7:00, I believe, last Thursday night to get this on the council agenda. So.
Well, it was a good catch.
good catch.
Appreciate that.
Let's move on that one.
Okay, so,
You need a motion?
yes, what is
To
it?
approve?
Second,
All right, a motion by Deputy Mayor, second by Councillor Hart to approve the resolution declaring a state of emergency for emergency repairs at the wastewater treatment plant. Is there debate on this item? Hearing none. Councillor Frausto,
Yes.
Councillor Hancock,
Yes.
Councillor Vasquez,
Yes.
Councillor Hart,
yes.
Deputy Mayor.
Yes.
I too vote yes. Motion passes. Item 10, items from council members, mayor's appointments for boards and commissions. I would like to schedule a meeting. I talked to the deputy mayor, but Ms. Frausto, I didn't get a chance to talk to you yet. Are you available Thursday evening?
This Thursday? She should put me on the spot, Dean.
I know it. I didn't mean to do that. I meant to catch you, but I got caught up with trying to get some other stuff ready to go. We've got a number of people who have submitted applications, and we've got some openings that we need to fill. And Deputy Mayor, what time did you suggest?
Remember, let me check.
I know you had a time.
I'm available
Well-
early.
Finance subcommittee meets at 3,
Okay.
so you should go 3 to 5.
Okay, so you want to meet at 5 for rules? Okay, 5 p.m. Thursday at City Hall Conference Room?
Yeah.
You're going to be there? All right. Very good. Let's plan on doing that, and we'll go over some names and try to fill in and make some appointments. All right, council request status report. Mr. City Manager, I know why you struggle to read this.
I'm waiting for it to come up on the screen.
Exactly.
Was that skinny little thing back there? I couldn't
I got
even.
some pretty thick readers, but I can't read.
When I look at it, even on my phone, I can
Magnifying
expand it, and I can't do that here. You get spoiled with these touch screens.
Yeah. Okay, we did that. We're looking at, what are we looking at? Oh, staff. Oh, here it is. That's tricky right there, even with my
And
magnifying.
Mr. Mejia, knowing as I do that most of these fall under your purview,
Thank goodness.
we'll let you get started.
Dog breeding ordinance, I believe I'm just waiting to get everything finalized from the lawyers, our city attorney. As soon as I get that taken care of, then I will bring it to city council to be approved.
Excellent.
Okay, are we thinking later this month, or are we thinking into November?
In November.
Okay,
Yes.
very good. We'll look forward to having that come up. All right, Yellowstone Trail.
Yellowstone Trail. I am working on a sign to get up. It's actually taking a picture of it. Should look like this by the end of everything said and done.
Excellent.
Yeah. I'm actually making it myself, so we don't have to spend any money. So hopefully I've been working on it and got the wood, and hopefully not this weekend, but the following weekend, I'll have it said and done,
Okay.
and then be able to put it up for you guys.
And then,
Excellent.
and then later on, I mean, what else are we gonna do with that area?
Whatever you want, you direct me to point to do. We'll make sure that obviously that the weeds are down. Obviously, we'll work with other community, not communities, but other people that would be able, like the Yellowstone Trail committee that they have out there, the old school vehicles, and see if maybe they want to put stuff out there to show off their vehicles to appraise the Yellowstone Trail.
Do you need a committee or somebody to work on that? Because those Jersey barriers and stuff have got to go. They've been there, I don't know how long, Hector, you might know. A long time.
Before I came.
Long before you
Longer
came.
than-
But
They've been there 15 years.
if that's the direction you like, the council would like to go, I mean, be more than happy to work with the committee and spruce it up a little bit so it, pops people's eyes.
Well, I think so, because it's just gone on too long. We just can't leave it going on, and we can't just say, hey, Hector, do something about this, but no direction from council, so.
Yes.
That's a good point. Counselor Hart?
I really think there ought to be like a little committee that is put together with maybe a couple of car clubs perhaps. Some of those guys who had some old cars, and probably somebody from the council to be on that committee as well. Just to start formulating, getting some tables out there, or maybe somebody wants to build have a little thing out there put an old car in there. Maybe there's something at the museum, not a tractor.
Not a tractor, no.
No, we're really talking about a Model T Ford sort of thingy. But I think a little committee, Mayor, would be pretty nice little thing with a couple of representatives from car clubs. There's so many of them in the area. We should use their brain power for that.
Well, and I think it'd be a great venue for a car show or something like that too.
Well,
you
there's
know,
enough
and
grass
The
there.
ice cream store is right there next to it. I think it
Yeah.
would work together well. I had the opportunity this past weekend. I was in Minnesota and Iowa and South Dakota for a few days for a wedding. And one of the things my wife commented on, and I noticed after she said it, that these towns do really well, these little themed pocket parks. Now, Sunnyside's got pocket parks all over the place. We do a nice job of that. And so this could be another opportunity for a themed park that would perhaps hopefully draw tourists in. I was impressed with all the different stuff we saw. I was able to take my grandkids to some of those and do some different things. And I didn't know they were there beforehand. So that was kind of a big deal. Mr. Deputy Mayor.
Maybe not a new committee, but utilize what we have. We have the Arts Commission.
I was gonna say perhaps that would be.
They haven't met in 2 years, so they could definitely tackle
I
that.
think that would be a good
Okay.
place to start.
That'd be
I would
Maybe I'll
like to
keep-
be on the committee too, where it's in my district and
And pretty
Yeah.
much in your yards.
in my yard. Yep. And, we need some parameters, what the city can afford. So we're going to need, the Arts Commission really can't take it over without some pretty substantial council input because, we really don't have much land there. So it's going to be a challenge. So.
But it can be really cute.
Who
And
has
it-
the art commission?
Ripley?
Me.
Can you pull up the Arts Commission quick?
If I may add, maybe
Go ahead,
a small interpretive type center.
I
There
think
would
so.
also be a nice
I
addition,
think,
sure.
I think that would be the benefit of having it there because just because of the history of the Yellowstone Trail, being the fact that it was in Sunnyside, how in the world did that happen? But you got to think that the movers and shakers of the early car dealers in Sunnyside, Spec and Scheller had something to do with that trail coming through. So there's some real little history to go. It kind of interpretive park like what's going on over at the Jerry Taylor Memorial. I think we could do something along those lines and maybe put up a picnic table or so, for just people to sit there and look, listen to the story and then see where the last day stamp is and why that happened. I think that could be a really, really nice little, and that would be my suggestion to the Art Commission if they were going to work on that. And maybe because I know we need to have another person on the Art Commission, perhaps we can find a car dealer or not a car dealer,
enthusiast.
a car enthusiast, somebody who does decaling or something because that's a bit artsy. So we can be looking into
So
that.
a lot of ideas flowing out there and
Yeah, I'd say,
I've been thinking about this for a
instead
really long
of doing this in this section of our meeting,
Yep.
that this is something for a workshop or something else. We're getting too far in the weeds
well,
tonight.
and I would agree, and it's also something that we could, once we decide on the committee, it could be farmed out to the committee and they
Yeah.
could bring a report
Yeah.
back to us. So we don't need to talk about all the ins and outs and all the little details of that any further tonight.
Right.
But the possibility exists of something exciting and cool happening there. So anyway, you were going to read who was on the Arts Commission?
I show Counselor Hart.
Okay.
That's not updated though, right, Jackie?
It should be.
Should be
I
the current.
see.
There's only 2 people on there and I think there was a third one who was.
There was Chase.
I forgot their name though.
I'll have to talk
Case
to.
Reef.
There was
Case
one more
Reef.
person.
Mhm.
I'll have to talk to Public Works Admin Assistant to see so she can update it. I can update it here with his name.
It seems like Chelsea Dimas was also on that commission.
She is. She's on here. Chase Reef, Chelsea Demas, and then we received one that you appointed, and I'll have to double check his name. And then one application you received today
Okay, very good.
that everybody should have received in their email today.
I haven't checked all of my emails today.
Okay, well, good. Thank you for that. Moving on to temporary vendors without permits.
So we are currently working on that, Mr. Taylor and I. I believe he was going to send it to Miss Norton, but I'll make confirmation tomorrow. I think there was only one thing that we were working on, and that was to make sure that obviously with the vendors, basically food courts, do we want to add that into the ordinance? Is it possible that we will be? So that is questions that we'll be asking Ms. Norton. And obviously, we'll be talking with City Manager Jim Bridges to direct us on if that's something we want to proceed. So we are working on it as best we can.
Because we have had a request for, a couple of requests, people looking at mobile vendor parks, right?
Okay.
And so in looking at that, I think, and Mr. Taylor came to my office this morning, we spoke about this. He thought he was ready to go and then this request came in and it kind of threw a wrench in the whole deal. So now he's kind of back out and looking at that. And so, what type of parking requirements maybe, necessary instead of just having everybody park on their customers park on the street, do they need off-street parking if they're going to have a situation like that? Not for the vendor trucks themselves, but for their customers. So anyway.
Okay, good. And that question has come up a couple different times over the last few years. So it's good that that would be included. All right, and then finally, fire hydrant parking lines.
That should be removed, I think.
It should, okay, it's still on here, so I just wanted to make sure there was nothing new. Okay, so that one will be pulled. All right, thank you, sir. If anybody's got any items that they need to add to the council request report,
Right.
Mr. Deputy Mayor.
I would like to add that the community center, I've been talking to Mr. Bridges. We spent quite a bit of money last year, ARPA money, to reinforce those walls, and I believe that it's time we let our community get in there and use it.
Okay.
We can't let it go unused any longer.
Right. And I did reach out, touch base with Mr. Fisher over at the city of Grandview. He hasn't gotten back to me yet. I told him what we were looking for about the cost for soccer, indoor soccer at the facility, I believe was the question. So he hasn't got back to me.
Well, indoor soccer, basketball,
Yeah.
pickleball, whatever the committee wants to use it for.
No, I would agree with you. It's been closed and it's kind of tough to call it a community center when the community can't be in it using it. So, Ms. Hart,
I think Wednesday night it's going to be open for the YVCOG banquet
you are correct.
general membership
You are correct.
meeting. So we better have it spick and span for all the clubs and the city government representatives from up and down the Yakima Valley
We'll make sure.
with some tables and
Bands.
spickety span.
That's right.
Do we know how many tables need to be set up, Ms. Hart?
That's already been communicated with YV-COG and Public Works.
Okay,
You've been in
you
community.
guys know? Okay.
This is the first I heard about this. So.
Contact with them and
Sunnyside.
we'll move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, it's our turn to do it.
Vanessa has something she's.
I have a clarification when everybody's done, clarification request when we're all
Oh,
over.
okay.
Okay, if you want to speak into the microphone so that
Okay.
you can be recorded for posterity, and does it have to do with the request status form or does it have to do with something different?
Well, I'll wait till then.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll do it when we do council or manager reports.
So.
Okay, good. All
All
right.
right, is there anything, if there is anything else that needs to be added to this, then please make sure you speak to myself or the manager and we'll get that added.
I would like to add to it an exploratory a committee for Boys and Girls Club to go along with what Councilmember Galvan said. I would like to pursue that. I think it's something that this community could use. I think it could be a solution for the city. I would like, if council's interested, to participate and have Mr. Bridges also participate in looking at the possibilities. I know I went there before and been very interested. I had a nephew who did Boys and Girls Club of Boise, Idaho. And so I wanted to pursue this. And things have kind of happened, so we haven't pursued it. But I would like to continue to pursue that and come back and report to council if council would so desire.
I think the conversation had started, like you said, things have happened and that conversation has stopped, but I think that is something that definitely we should look at. I think there was some enthusiasm being generated for that. There were some people who were in the community who were quite excited about participating in that in a leadership position. So I think definitely that conversation is something that should continue. So, okay, we'll put that on our status report as well. So we've got two additional items for tonight, community center, getting that open for the public, and Boys and Girls Club and getting some information on that.
So, just FYI information, the public does use our community center for basketball and pickleball as of today. So they do use it. I know people have asked, for, like you stated, for indoor soccer. Obviously, I wanted to check with Mr. Bridges just because of insurance liabilities. I don't want to put the city in a position where it's going to come back and get us hurt or anything like that. So, but I will obviously work on that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, moving on. Other reports, announcements, and or questions by council. And as always, I'm going to start at the far end of the table and work my way this way. Ms. Hancock.
Okay, I attended the pathway dedication. A group of Sunnyside and Grandview citizens as well as the cities came together. They have turned over the pathways to the cities. And in doing that, I'm going to give this to, I guess, Jackie or Jim, but I'll give it to Jackie just because I like her. This is for City Hall, and this is what they turned over to us. Made it specifically. Oh my goodness, I want to get a picture with you with it, not me.
City manager.
City manager. You're prettier. So they want that down at City Hall, so I thought maybe out front in the.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, and then I'll get back.
And take your picture.
Jackie was there at the dedication also. I went to the grand opening of Grease Monkey this weekend. Wonderful business that just opened, a great family event. The wife of the owner was, or she's an owner too, was in there in her Grease Monkey outfit, changing oil in cars. They do stuff like headlight restoration. Just, it's a great asset to have in the city. And like I say, Jackie represented us well there. And then I also went to Customer Appreciation Days at Valley Wide. They had a great function with stuff for kids, cows to pet, things to paint. It was another wonderful celebration. And again, Miss Renteria was there, and so was Miss Ripley at both functions too. So I just want to say that since she's not here. So.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hopkins.
Yeah, so I actually attended our Lions Club First Responders Dinner. So we were able to cook the Lions for the firefighters and the police officers. That was really fun. We actually did a little competition with pasta salads, and surprise, surprise, one of our fellow council members won that. It was Julia Hart. So congratulations. Since I left a little early, just congratulations on that, Julia. And I also attended the Walk for Hope. That was a really good success. So just thank you to the Sunnyside Events Committee for hosting that year after year. And I actually I had a question for every single council member. I'm on the Sunnyside Economic Development Committee, and our chair actually emailed every single one of us, and she sent us a link to the Roger Brooks presentation that was done for the city of Sunnyside. I'm not sure if you guys have all seen it all, but in case you haven't, please watch it, because there's a lot of amazing ideas for our downtown, for our economics, for us to grow and prosper. We see a lot of our neighboring cities, and they're slowly putting these tactics into work and effect, and it's benefiting them. So I really think that Sunnyside, we need to start also implementing some new things to help our current businesses and to just help bring more attention to our community and draw some more businesses to Sunnyside, as it'll be beneficial for us all. And so if you haven't watched it, please watch it. Or if you watched it years ago, please rewatch it. That way, I know that the chair will be coming here soon just to do a little presentation and to ask for a small amount, right, in our budget in order for us to be able to allocate that into growing our community.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Nothing to report tonight.
Deputy Mayor.
Yeah, so Ryan Maxwell invited me to be part of the DAC, the District Advisory Committee. So I'll be attending those. I believe they meet every 2 months or 3 months, an hour in the afternoons. That's one thing. And then another thing, a community member informed me of a situation that he experienced at City Hall, which I think it could really be a learning experience for, everybody that in the city that handles money. So apparently he had a bill that was 1950s, and the marking, obviously they marked it to check, if it was fake or real, but it was marking dark, right? So they did the good deed and flagged it as a fake dollar bill. But any bills 1960 and older, none of those markers work on that type of paper. So he experienced that situation. 3 officers were called to City Hall. They took him outside. They talked to him outside. Later on, the sergeant that handled the matter called him up and asked him if he could meet him at the bank. So he did. That's when he informed them that he did a little bit more research on the paper for older bills. But he felt like he didn't feel the officer really cared. So I guess, I don't know if it's policy or whatnot, but maybe some sort of training where, hey, I apologize. As a cop, as an officer, they're real people. And if we want our community and our police officers to have that bond and not have that animosity against each other, I think an apology goes a long way when stuff like that happens. So just want to bring it up. It's a good learning experience for everybody that, like I said, that handles the money. And, shout out to City Hall people there that have to do that and have to be, checking the bills and whatnot. So that's all I got.
All right. Well, that was good observation. Thank you for bringing that up. Ms. Hart.
Yes, I had just to say to the follow up on what Ms. Vasquez said, the Lions have been doing first responder dinners since the somewhere, I think almost 25 years. I'm not entirely sure for sure. For 25 good years, and we always serve good food. And every now and then we have these silly contests. And I have to tell you this story just really quick, if you'll indulge me.
Hold you for a minute.
That's the one. I am somebody who doesn't like to cook. Most people know that in my little circle of friends. Julia doesn't cook. So for me to win the best pasta salad recipe from all the firefighters and the police officers and the dispatchers who came down to eat and voted on this really elevated my confidence in my cooking ability. All I did was boil water, I promise you. But anyway, it was a lot of fun, and we appreciated getting to feed the firemen and the policemen, all of our first responders, and they seemed to like their dinner. So just the other thing I just want to mention too, the lighthouse that serves as the women's crisis center over here on North Avenue is having a domestic violence 5K purple run on Saturday, the 25th. And if you get a hold of the folks at the lighthouse, I'm sure they'll sign you up. But you can also sign up the day of at Columbia Bank over on Lincoln Avenue across from Walmart. And it's a 5K, and it's going to run from 9:30 to 1 o'clock. Most people get a 5K done, before they go to work in the morning. So except me, I wouldn't have any idea what that looks like. Also just want to say the Sunnyside Lions Club is going to be celebrating its 75th charter night. We've been in business here in Sunnyside as a club for 75 years and doing various things, the pavilion out at South Hill Park, the original benches on the sidewalks downtown. We did bleachers for football over at Lincoln School back when they had football games there. We've done many things. We've done roofs for people. We've done ramps for people who have ambulatory issues. But I just want to say that the Lions Club has been supporting and been supported by the community for at least 75 years. And we would love you to just kind of go Lions, that's good enough. But I just wanted to say that. So thank you all for your support of Lions whenever you see us out there. Thank you. That's all I got.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Hart. Well, I have not got nearly as much to report as all of that. I have been on the road quite a lot the last few weeks, in town long enough to come to a meeting or two and then be off again. I just got home again last night. Hopefully I'm going to sit tight for just a few weeks now and be able to spend time at home. But as a result, I had to miss some of the ribbon cutting and rededications. And so I'm very grateful to my fellow council members for being able to attend and representing city council at those events, because those are important events for business owners, for our community. We do want to encourage our business owners in what they're doing. Opening a business is a risky thing. If you look at statistics, the odds are you're going to fail, but yet we still have people taking that step, and that's really good. And you want to encourage them to do that. So I'm glad that you guys were doing that. I saw online the Grease Monkey event and, the big grease monkey standing there alongside the business. I thought that was kind of cool. But thank you for doing all of that. I was on council when the Roger Brooks study came out, and I know one of the concerns that was raised at that time was that we've got a number of studies that are sitting there gathering dust on a shelf, and we wanted to make sure that this one would not. We spent a fair amount of money on that, and we wanted to take it serious. And we were starting. We were doing really well right there at the beginning. We had some good conversation with Roger Brooks. He was very responsive to us. The report was absolutely brilliantly done. And then this big global event happened that shut down the entire world. And we have really struggled to get our feet back under us since then. That's not an excuse. It just has happened that way and it needs to be changed. And as Councilor Vasquez said, we need to take another look at that and re-examine where we are, where we want to be, and what we can do. We've got a lot of potential. And I think we need to exercise that potential and really do some cool stuff in Sunnyside. So I think that was a great observation. Thanks for bringing that back up to our attention. All right. Next item on the agenda is upcoming council meetings. And Madam City Clerk.
Okay, our next meeting, we have October 27th. It's a regular meeting. We have a proclamation request from Aliciana, I think is her name. And it is for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And the next item is the ad valorem public hearing. It'll be the first reading. And that's it for now. The next meeting after that is the study session on November 3rd. We'll be discussing America's 250th anniversary of independence, and then also receiving a presentation from the Community and Economic Development Commission on the Roger Brooks presentation, and then possibly the second hearing of the ad valorem.
Okay, and then let's not forget the meeting that we approved tonight for October 20, next week, Monday at 4 p.m. That's a
Yes.
special public hearing.
Perfect.
All right, if there's items that council members would like to add to the agenda, please make sure you get them to the manager, myself, or the clerk. And that should be to them at least 1 week before the meeting. All right.
There'll be one, excuse me, Mr. Mayor, there'll be one more item that was supposed to on tonight's meeting, the Pacific Power franchise agreement. We pulled it tonight, but it will be on the 27th.
Okay, very good.
Is it right? 27th? Yeah.
27th, yes.
Awesome. All right, next item is city manager reports. Mr. City Manager.
Okay, yeah, so a busy week, or busy few weeks here. I met with the port. They have a hangar project. They tried to bid it once already. The bids came in quite a bit higher than they expected. So we met with the port again about siting it. I think they kind of scaled it back a little bit. So working with them to, it's a hangar project out at the airport. Trying to get our schedule lined up with, my schedule lined up with Shane Fisher's schedule at the city of Grandview so that we can work out an ILA for the pathway maintenance agreement. I did meet with the Morning Rotary here, not last week, week before last. They have a project that they are interested in partnering with the city. If the city has some funds that can go with it, splash park, they would like to put it at the near to the pool as possible. There's some things that have to be worked around. We got to, to make things happen. First and foremost, right where they want to put it is a large drain for the SVID. So we have to get, some permissions from SVID to site it there if we even go forward with it. And then there's, the cost. So we're still working with those folks on narrowing, getting those costs, what they're going to be. Chief Lehman gave me the business card for the gentleman that developed that built the splash park at Zilla. He's going to be there tomorrow, so I'm going to go see what they built there and pick his brain too. I think part of the cost up there versus here was that's a freestanding site where if we put it next to the pool, we can take advantage of the pool infrastructure, the water and the filtration system and all that and disposal to help reduce the cost there. So, and then just working on with the public works staff on some of the projects, some that were presented last week by HLA. The $1.9 million lift station improvements they identified at exit 67 lift station. Met with staff, Mr. Mejia and Hugo at the treatment plant to see is there a workaround on that. And in reality, that the lift station is functioning fine. It's old. It needs to be rehabilitated. We met with the contractor this morning about rehabilitating. So we're looking at taking that $1.9 million cost down to something probably less than $100,000. So save us some money on that. Same thing with the irrigation. There was a project that was done earlier this year design work by HLA for a project for parks irrigation at South Hill Park. And looking at revising that design a bit in-house, working directly with some of the irrigator firms to help us size it. The estimated project cost that HLA had designed was $633,000, which we just don't have that much money to do. But if we do a lot of the work in-house, other than any electrical work, we can get it. It'd be a good wintertime, springtime project for us. So that's been my time. So I'll turn it over to Chief Halbert, since Chief Lehman's not here.
For brevity, I can just take any questions. I submitted my report a little bit later today. I apologize, but can answer any questions on that. Did want to again thank the Lions Club. I'll be the first to tell you that dinner was thoroughly enjoyed by many people, so we appreciate that very much. And feel free to keep that 25-year streak going. We will not complain one bit. But I stand for questions.
Questions for the chief?
Just thank you for everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Mr. Mejia.
Me?
Yes, just been working diligently on the official stickers and working with Corey and my crew. We're working hard.
Did we get those stickers in for the vehicles?
We did get the stickers. They will be these top ones, and I will take them over to our fleet and get them on our vehicles. So
Thank you.
thank you, and yes, I've sent my report, so if there's any questions, please let me know.
Thank you, Hector.
Yes.
Hector, they're also going to say the department that they belong to, right? I think that's, you'll need to look at the RCW.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can look at it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like public.
I think Jen was gonna say.
No, no.
Okay.
Mr. Anderson.
Just been working on, with Chief Lehman, getting the corrections testing, going. He's looking at a November 3rd, I do believe date, it's a Monday. So working with him, getting that set up. We have the not training facility, but in the basement, actually below where my desk is, there's a huge training area down there. It's all set up thanks to Jafet and his team. And so we're gonna start doing some training, a lot more training down there. So yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
In the hole, huh?
Dungeon.
Vanessa, you wanted to speak?
Okay, Ms. Enquist?
Yes. First off, I apologize for speaking out of term. I'm still learning how everything works here, so I sincerely apologize. I just had clarification that I was going to request on the proposed amendment for the secondary HR specialist, or for that second HR position. In the agenda, it had Exhibit A, and under division supervisors, it had 7 division supervisors there, with my position marked out as 0. So I just want to clarify that that was an error. And yes, exactly. So I just want to make sure that the only amendment that was being proposed was bringing in the secondary HR specialist,
Yes.
and not completely changing the division
We're not zeroing anybody out.
supervisors. Okay, thank
We'll
you.
get that
Thank you
corrected.
for your
Apologize.
patience. Thank you for that
Good catch,
clarification.
Vanessa.
Monica already made that correction and she uploaded that, which is in your packet.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Mr. Silva.
Don't have much exciting to report. We've just been working on some projects that had been on hold for a while that require some focus and not being interrupted. So I've been able to have Michael focus on those and push them along. We've also been looking at a lot of tools to help staff be more efficient at what they do. We're looking at options right now, setting up demos and I expect that here in the future, you might see some of those options and the benefits they might bring to some of the departments. And that's about all I have for this week.
All right, thank you.
Very good.
All right. Now, item 12 here says executive session. Council, that is a placeholder. We've had our executive session already. So we do not have another executive session this evening. So without objection, We have finished our agenda. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. Yes.
Good night.